Last year, I think it was at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Middle of last year, John Cena makes an announcement that 2025 is going to be his last year as an active pro wrestler. It'll be his last year that he enters the ring and competes in pro wrestling. But he's going to compete for the whole year. It's going to be his last Royal Rumble. It's going to be his last Elimination Chamber. It's going to be his last WrestleMania. It's going to be his last SummerSlam. It's going to be his last Survivor Series. And so on and so forth. This is something that we all speculated about wildly because that's one of the rules of Notsam Wrestling. This is something that we all talked about. And guess what? We're here. We have entered 2025. We are in the John Cena year with everything else going on right now, with everything I just set up for Cody Rhodes, with the fact that we got Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, potential with The Rock, the fact that you got CM Punk and you got Seth Rollins, Gunther's running around with that World Heavyweight Championship. We haven't even talked about what he might do at Monday Night Raw. With all of this going on, oh yeah, we're also going to have an entire year's worth of John Cena stories. Now, what do we predict for John Cena stories? Because he's not just here for build up to WrestleMania, because I feel like that's what a lot of people are concentrating on right now. What's the WrestleMania match going to be, and his activity in the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber leading him to WrestleMania? WrestleMania is not even, he's still got more than half of the year left after WrestleMania, okay? He'll probably wrestle at Backlash. You know, this is what you got to, is he going to compete in the Money in the Bank ladder match? It's his last opportunity to, right? I think that what we're going to get, because think about it, right? We're fantasy booking John Cena at WrestleMania now. This is the joy of all this. We're going to be fantasy booking John Cena at SummerSlam. Like I said, Money in the Bank. John Cena is going to be an active competitor when the War Games match is a function of WWE. Is John Cena going to enter the War Games? Could you imagine? Who would have thought? John Cena can get a War Games match under his belt, hypothetically, theoretically, under the set of guidelines that we've been given. And I hope he does. I think that we're going to get a great year with John Cena. I think we're going to get, I'd say 3 to 4 meaty stories, as well as matches that go beyond that. Is he going to tell a story with Braun Breaker? He might, but I don't know. Is he going to have a match with Braun Breaker? I would imagine. If I had to guess who he's going to tell stories with, I'd like for him to tell, I don't need him to tell a story with CM Punk, but I'd love to see a John Cena CM Punk match. I don't need him to tell a story with Randy Orton, but I'd love to see a Randy Orton-John Cena match. I think he's going to tell a story with Gunther. I do think he's going to tell a story with Logan Paul. I think he's going to tell a story with Cody Rhodes. And you know what I'd love to... This is the move. Tell a story with Drew McIntyre. Oh, God, I have it. Come on. Follow me, okay? Here's what we do. Oh. So, John Cena has... I don't think he should win the Royal Rumble. I think he should win the Elimination Chamber. John Cena has said that right now he doesn't think he deserves a shot at the WWE Championship because his win-loss record has not been good since leaving. Yes, he's been able to wrestle every year, but a lot of the times he's losing. Last time we saw him, he lost to Solo Sikoa. I wonder if that's going to come back. Maybe we will have a story with Solo Sikoa as well, and John Cena will avenge the loss. Because John Cena is also not going to just show up and put everybody over. That makes no sense, especially first half of the year. I think we need to have another Super Cena run. And we kind of want it. Let's be honest. We kind of want it. We miss it. So I think he wins the Elimination Chamber this year. I don't think he wins the Royal Rumble. I think he wins the Elimination Chamber this year. I do. And I think John Cena fights for a championship at WrestleMania. Either he fights Cody Rhodes or he fights Gunther. Personally, I'd rather he fights Gunther, I think, just because of the story. I'd like to see Gunther beat John Cena at WrestleMania. I think coming out of WrestleMania, he can tell a story with somebody else. He can have a couple other matches, whatever he's going to do. But I think at some point, maybe coming out of WrestleMania, he just starts having dream matches, but he starts winning. He starts winning. He gets his confidence back. I think we're going to have the jolt of John Cena energy going towards WrestleMania. But it's just going to all be the sort of, hey, can you believe he's back? This is amazing. Then the honeymoon period ends at WrestleMania. After WrestleMania, he starts to build and build and build and build. Maybe he even wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. And then he wins the championship at SummerSlam. SummerSlam happens in July. Maybe he doesn't fight in War Games. Because the person that I want John Cena to lose the championship to in November is Drew McIntyre. I want John Cena. I want Drew McIntyre because, you talk about passing the torch. Okay, like just beating a guy doesn't mean you pass the torch, right? Timing has to be there. It has to be the right guy. It has to be the right. Roman Reigns beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33. People didn't want to see it. It didn't work. It didn't do much for Roman Reigns. Austin Theory beating John Cena at WrestleMania 39. Really didn't do anything for Austin Theory. Just winning doesn't do anything. Cody Rhodes beating John Cena. Yes, if it's Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, I think Cody Rhodes should win. But Cody Rhodes already has the torch. That wouldn't be a passing of the torch. And if John Cena beat Cody Rhodes, I guess that would be fine, but I'd like to see Cody Rhodes beat John Cena. And if that's the case, maybe that is the WrestleMania match and Cody Rhodes able to beat John Cena. I'd be fine with that. But I want the realization to set in that he was the best wrestler in 2024. This is Drew McIntyre. And we get to the end of 2025, he's even better than he was in 2024. But he doesn't have the championship. And John Cena does. And it makes Drew McIntyre absolutely sick. It reminds him of his young days in the WWE. And then Drew is the one at Survivor Series in November to win the championship from John Cena and to end that reign. And then Drew can go off and do his own thing as champion and start, end the year right and get into 2026. And then John Cena has about 6 weeks after Survivor Series to really go on that farewell tour. I think John Cena should do the holiday tour, because there's not as many live events, at least some of them. And I think maybe at the end of the year, could even be on New Year's Eve, you go to Boston, John Cena has his own premium live event. Maybe there's a Saturday Night's Main Event that you can do at the very end of the year, and that's John Cena's Saturday Night's Main Event. It's a whole tribute show to him, and he wins his last match. He should win his last match. The service he's doing for the business is not only coming back for a year, but Drew beating him for the championship.